Okay, we've been in this industry for almost 25 years, and we were exporting all these while hair extensions in Europe and America. One of our passion was to help the underprivileged women because this industry doesn't require any education. So we've always been our mission or passion to go to different villages, start factories there, so the underprivileged women can get the benefit, and we've seen their life being transformed. So this has been our passion, and that's how we got associated with the Cancer Institute. So because in during the COVID, when we were making wigs for them, they approached us and said there is a group in the down south of India where there are a lot of women who are in the tobacco industry. Would you be in a position to train them and make wigs, and you can give back those wigs to the hospital? So it was our privilege to work with the cancer hospital because they are one of the very noble hospitals in India. We had an opportunity to meet with Dr. Shanta, who is the founder, and so we accepted this proposal, went to see the place, and then they were willing to give the women for work and even the hair to be trained and made them into wigs. So we having experience in this wig industry and in all the technology, it was easy for us to train them. And we trained them almost 100 women. We have trained them so far, and we've seen their lives being transformed because all we saw was they used to work for 15 hours, 20 hours stretch, and their home workplace was their home. It was basically a cottage industry. So from there to another place of giving them a good environment to work and a better way of working, giving them chairs and giving them more dignity to work, that was very impactful. And we saw their life transformed in many ways because when they used to work in the tobacco industry, they were stressed because they used to say that we can't sleep because the next day we need to give the accounts to the traders, so they will not be in a position to sleep well. So the first thing they said that we sleep well now. The second thing is they don't eat on time because they keep rolling this BD, and these women were the single earning members of their family because it's a village, and most of the villages they have these paddy field farming, agricultural farming, so it's like seasonal. So most of the men don't have a regular income. So most of the women are the single earning members of the family, and all the financial burdens are on the women. So in this way, their mind is always, just to earn money for the family, to take care of the family. This stress was so much inside them, and they never had time to take care of the family because they were always into rolling the BD for hours together, 15 hours, 20 hours. So the next thing that they felt happy was that they are constrained to work for just 8 hours and then they are free. This gave them a lot of time to spend with the family, and they had time for themselves, and they slept well. So this was the first transformation we had. And secondly, they felt happier working in a better environment because earlier they used to sit in the homes and they don't get to speak to anyone, just the rolling of these BDs, and the children were involved in making them. But now they are into another environment with other friends. They get to have tea and make friends, they have fun, and once in a while we give a lot of empowerment games and all those things, and they were very, it was like exposure was very nice. And being in an industry for a long time which really enslaved them or totally exploited them, they felt that they have some dignity, and they were very happy coming out of that industry to a better environment. So we, as a company, we were very happy to help them, and we have a lot of support from the Cancer Institute in every way, not only in terms of buying wigs, but also small things of getting connections in the government and government trusting us and going to different villages, they coming along with us. So we were never alone. They were always together, and we were happy to make this happen in a better way and see the impact of women because of more of their support. So when we came here, I mean, we were in a place called Chennai. We had our factories there. So when Cancer Institute proposed us, we moved to a place called Tirunelveli, which was around 600 kilometers away, and we started training these women. So it was like starting from scratch. But these women are all 100% from the tobacco industry. We didn't have any cancer patient as such, but in the other side, there were a couple of cancer patients approaching from other places to buy hair from us. So in this way, we had contact because when they have their chemotherapy treatment, they will approach us and then they would buy this wigs from us. So in that way, we used to have the cancer patients approaching us, and when they buy these wigs, and we used to, sometimes what we do is we ask them to give their own hair and convert them into wigs and give it back to them. So that gave them a lot of happiness and joy. But basically, whom we work with is the women who are in the tobacco industry. So it takes almost a year for women to get expertise in making wig for export standards. So until then, we keep making them cancer wigs because it's less cost, and we don't have much complaints within India. So basically, having a stressful life all these years and constrained to rolling BD at homes, they had shifted from there to wig making. So for almost a year, they are trained to make cancer wigs. So after a year, their hands are more better in making wigs for the export, and we are being an export company, we have contacts around the world because our own clients are in Europe and in America, and many of the alopecia patients or the clients who have introduced us to many alopecia patients around the globe. So we make wigs for them. So what happens is, for the first year, though they make cancer wigs, then we try to shift them to export level. And that's why we are here in WCC. So we will have a platform to see if we can get orders, maybe for the cancer wigs or any other wigs, so we can get more support to support these women. And from lower value or income, they can get to a better way of income. So their life can, improve. See, what we look at is the impact of how the rural, because we are just not in the cities, and we are in the rural areas where, because the women are not willing to come out of the rural areas because of their psychologically many issues with the family. So we go to them, and with the support also of the government, they have given spaces in the villages. So we go to them and train them and make a facility there. So we have almost 5 to 6 units in the different parts of the villages around that area. And this was very convenient for them because they can do the same job, that they used to make, but it's a different job in a more comfortable way, and their lives have been have a dignified life. So what personally I feel is, these women have been so exploited that they don't even know who they are. So we give value addition to their own life, which has really transformed their confidence from a lower level to a confidence that I can, and I can grow my children up in a better way, give them better education. This confidence is what we saw in this couple of years, and we are really happy to work with them. And we are just not interested in just looking at them earning. We want to see their lives change to a better way of life and a dignified way of life.